Hello my dear students, so welcome to the first video lectures on database management software. So in this video lecture we will be having a look on the overview of database and database management software. Okay. To start with, let us see the amount of data or information available to us in today's world is literally exploding, and the value of the data as an organizational asset is widely recognized. To get the most out of their large and complex databases, users require tools that simplify the task of managing the data and extracting useful information in a considerable amount of time. Otherwise, what happens? The data can become liability with the cost of acquiring it and managing it far exceeding the value derived from it. Okay. So here comes the role of the database and the database management software. So start with, we will see what is a database. So according to the general definition of the database, so database is a collection of related data. By data we mean known facts that can be recorded and that have implicit meaning. For example, if you consider the names and the phone numbers of the person that you know, you may have recorded this data in a phone or your mobile phone, or you may have recorded this data in an index address book, or you may have stored it on a computer or hardware using your personal computer or laptop, or in a software such as Microsoft Access, Excel, or any kind of spreadsheet. Since this is a collection of related data means there is only names and phone numbers with an implicit meaning, and hence we can call the collection of phone numbers and names which are kept in any of the above format to be a database. So to be a database, it is not mandatory that it should be always computerized. Okay, so a database may be generated and maintained manually, or it may be computerized, and a database can be of any size and varying complexity. So this general definition of the database is quite general. Okay, for example, we may consider the collection of words that make up a page of a particular textbook to be related data. Okay, because those are related. So if you follow any book or any section of a particular textbook, the words are related, and hence we can term it as a database. However, the common use of the term database is usually more restricted because a database has the following implicit properties. The first property tells you that a database is called sometimes the mini world or universe of discourse, because a database represents some aspects of the real world and changes to the mini world are reflected in the database. So for example, you can consider a university database that might contain information about the students, faculty members, courses, and the classrooms, and the relationship between them, such as students' enrollment in the courses, faculty teaching courses, and the use of classrooms for courses. Okay, so this data represents some real world aspect, also we can call it as a database. The next property tells you that a database is a logically coherent collection of data with some inherent meaning. Okay, so you can consider the example of the phone number and the person's name, which are logically. So data in the database are logically coherent. So any random assortment of data cannot be correctly referred to as a database. So the third point tells you that a database is built for a specific purpose with the data. It has an intended group of users and some preconceived applications in which these users are interested. Okay, for example, if you consider the university database software, then this database has two groups of users. For example, the students and the teachers. Okay, the students have their own views and teachers have their own views. The two students cannot view the teacher's view, or teachers cannot view the students' view of the real world. So to be called as a database should possess the following three properties. Okay, So we are in this video or in this course we are only concerned with the computer as database, okay, because a database can be generated and maintained manually or it may be computerized, but in this course we will be only concerned with the computerized database. So a computerized database may be created and maintained either by a group of application programs written specifically for that particular task or by a database management software. So now we will have a look what is a database management software, okay. So a database management software is a collection of programs or collection of programs can be termed as a software that enables users to create and maintain a database, okay. So this database management software is a general purpose software system that facilitates the process of defining a database, constructing a database, manipulating a database, sharing a database, and also protecting the database among various users and applications, okay. Defining a database involves specifying the data types, structures, and constraints for the data to be stored in the database. For example, if you consider the university database, so the data type will be the data type for the name, the data type for the roll number, the data type for the date of admission of the student, okay. The structures can be, you can keep it as a structure in a date format, in a number format, in a character format, and the constraint for the data will be, for example, suppose roll number cannot be null, two students cannot have the same roll number, a student's name cannot be kept as a num, so this will be the constraint, okay. Next, constructing the database is the process. Constructing the database is the process of storing the data itself on some storage medium that is controlled by the database management software. Constructing means we will be storing the values of the students by roll numbers. For example, whenever we are going to store the information about roll number 1, it is known as the constructing, okay. Next is the manipulating a database. Includes functions such as querying the database to retrieve specific data, or we updating the database to reflect the changes in the original database, and generating reports from the data. So in some cases it may happen that a student's name was wrongly entered, so we can update the data. So when a particular student was failed in a particular course, after appearing in the back examination he was passed, so we have to update the result from fail to pass. Like this we can manipulate. Next, we can share the database, or sharing a database allows multiple users and programs to access the database concurrently. For the example, in the university database, that particular database management software can be shared among the students, the course, the students, the teachers, and the officers or the employees of the database, okay. Another important functions provided by database management software include protecting the database, okay. Protection includes both system protection against hardware or software malfunction or crashes, and security protection against unauthorized or malicious access, okay. So these are the properties by which a database management system can be defined, which is a software which facilitates the process of these 5 properties: defining a database, constructing a database, manipulating the database, sharing the database, and protecting the database. So this is for today's lecture. So in the next lecture we will see the database system environment, how a database management system works, and what are the different components that are there in the database. So thank you.